Sometimes you have to be pretty smart to be funny, at least to make a living at it. And St. Louis' Cedric the Entertainer does that and then some. Comedy, films, commercials. Ruth Ezell tonight on just how much work it takes to be successfully funny.
This king of comedy couldn't be more serious about managing his career, his business ventures, and giving back to the community that nurtured him.
I'm excited. I just want as many people to come out as possible. We're going to have a good time with it tonight, so just look forward to having a good time here and raising some money for the foundation.
Cedric the Entertainer was in Hazelwood in July of 2006, hosting a fundraiser for his charitable foundation. Complete with red carpet, celebrity colleagues, and local media coverage, this Missouri native brought a touch of Hollywood to North St. Louis County.
It's a great turnout, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love from St. Louis. And give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight.
More on the foundation and why it was created a little later. First, some lessons in fame and fortune, making your dreams come true and staying grounded, all from a man raised in the St. Louis area and who started life in the boot heel. Cedric the Entertainer was born Cedric Antonio Kiles on April 24, 1964 in Jefferson City. His sister and only sibling, Sharita, came along 3 years later. They spent the earliest portion of their lives in southeast Missouri, in their mother's hometown of Caruthersville.
Currently known for the casino Astar, which I don't know if that's a big claim to fame or not.
Well, for gamblers it is.
For gamblers it is, but it is it's a small town, like 7,000 or 8,000 people. But we lived there for part of grade school, and then we moved here in '76 to St. Louis and finished grade school and high school and etc. So we spent most of our lives in St. Louis and consider St. Louis home.
The Kiles family settled in the North St. Louis County suburb of Berkeley, where the adaptable young Cedric quickly made new friends. But how did he get along with his little sister?
She was always kind of a leader, even though she was the youngest. She was always a little bossy, little like, the mother trying to tell me what to do. So we had a few little rough years in there where we were a little combative with each other, but in general it was great. We counted on each other, and it's kind of always been that way, so.
We really were companions as children growing up, and so much so that when Cedric got into junior high, because like he said, he's a few years older than me, and he started wanting to hang out with his friends and wasn't interested in playing with his little sister anymore, it really hurt my feelings.
All right.
And I had a hard time with that.
After graduation from Berkeley High School, Cedric went on to Southeast Missouri State University, where he received his bachelor's degree in communications. While at SEMO, he met a Normandy High School graduate who would become one of his closest friends and business partners. Eric Rohn was a business major, a decision he made very easily.
Yeah, immediately. In high school, I always done well in my management courses and anything related to business, so I knew I wanted to major in business.
Eric, basically, he had good ideas, and he came in, and he was a friend of mine, but he also was a finisher. He would do what he said that he wanted to do. He would come in with suggestions, and he would follow through on them. And for well over 20 plus years, that's been our makeup and our motto is basically do what you say you're gonna do. That's what you do. That's it.
The two college buddies talked about their journey to show business success before an audience at Webster University in April of 2006. The decision to head to Hollywood was not an immediate one for Cedric. He did some substitute teaching at Berkeley High and was a full-time insurance company claims adjuster before putting an act together and trying his luck in area comedy clubs.
We had several what they would call comedy nights around town where you can have a night and people would come and we get the door, and we've negotiated a couple of those that were really fairly lucrative for a young guy just kind of doing comedy. I mean, where we can make 1,000, 1,500 on a night, and if we had two of those in a weekend, that's good money. So we had a couple of those, and I started to get some TV pops here and there. And I was saying I would never really go to California unless it was a reason for me to go there. And I was like, I'm just not going to do it.
He finally made the move in 1993 after landing the job as host of Comic View on the BET cable network.
I told Eric, I said, I feel like driving, man. He was like, all right, I'll ride with you. we called, I had a friend of mine who knew a friend that had a house in Hollywood, sight unseen. We put our clothes in a UPS box, shipped all our clothes to California. We hopped in the car and we rode.
As things got rolling on the West Coast, Cedric put in the call to the one person he wanted as his publicist, his sister Sharita.
It was a good team of us that kind of came in to just work alongside him. His manager, who was also from St. Louis, Eric Rohn, played a very big role. And then he has a road manager, touring manager, who's a friend of ours from high school, Kelvin Bland. He had a role, and then I did, as well as his publicist. My husband assisted him in the acting aspect, and because he has a background in theater, so he kind of played acting coach for Cedric and helped him in finding his character and developing as an actor. So we just all worked very closely together. And we called ourselves Team Cedric.
Have no fear, the Hawk is here.
You're late.
In addition to his stand-up work, Cedric has appeared in dozens of television shows and movies, including the 2007 release, Talk to Me. He also runs his own production company. Near the beginning of his show business career, Cedric and Sharita founded the Cedric the Entertainer Charitable Foundation. It started with an annual $1,000 scholarship for a Berkeley High School student. The scholarship program has since expanded across the St. Louis area, and there are plans to take it nationwide. Plus, there's a program, Cedric's Entourage, in which inner-city youth get to travel to places they might not see otherwise.
We're here this morning to announce that for the second year in a row, Cedric the Entertainer will be holding 2 star-studded events.
At the mayoral news conference announcing the 2007 fundraiser were the latest scholarship recipients.
My name is Jana Hutchinson. I graduated from Cardinal Ritter.
Cedric and Sharita say their mother is the driving force behind their success and good works. But Rosetta Kiles, a retired teacher, is modest about producing 2 such accomplished children.
There's no secret, just having fun with them and learning and growing at the same time.
Learning, growing, and of course, laughing.